Hello and welcome. I'm Elizabeth Koskin, a PhD researcher based here at the University of Southampton's Web and Internet Science Research Group. Since its development, the web has had a massive impact upon society, and consequently in 2006 it was proposed that there should be a new subject dedicated solely to the study of the web. This emerging subject, known as Web Science, is now currently just over 10 years old. There are still very few materials available which outline the scope of the subject. Even those actually studying the subject might struggle to provide more than a superficial description. For example, they might describe web science as the science of the web. And most people studying web science would be aware of the fact that it's an inherently socio-technical subject, which basically means that it involves the study of the impact of the web upon society, and also conversely the impact of society on the development of the web. But it has been my experience as a web science researcher that even people studying web science would struggle to provide a more detailed description of the subject beyond their own chosen research area. Therefore, I have developed something which I have termed the Web Science Lexicon.
The lexicon is a resource which provides an overview of web science. One could describe it as a form of web science encyclopedia. The site provides a structured list of the constituent topics which form part of web science. Each subtopic within web science features its own dedicated subject page. Each of these pages features a brief description of the topic, as well as a list of web science conference papers relating to that subject. The site is structured under three main headings, which are Web Analysis, Web Society, and Web Technologies. If you expand the headings using the bookmark menu at the side of the site, you will be provided with the list of subjects that fall under each heading. So here you can see all the topics that have been grouped under the heading Web Society. Clicking on the Web Science Lexicon at the top of the page returns you to the main menu. And now we are looking at the sub-menu Web Technologies. Each subject page features a brief description of the topic, as well as a list of web science conference papers which relate to the topic. For example, we see here the page for accessibility. This page features a brief description of the subject contributed by an academic within the web science community, as well as a brief explanation of why this subject relates to web science. Each subject page is intended to feature a description of web science crowdsourced from people studying the subject, each providing a brief insight into their own unique subject area. Some topic pages feature links to related subtopics, which have their own dedicated pages and paper recommendations. So, for example, if you scroll to the bottom of the network science page, you will find an additional page for network theory. And this page features its own description of the subject, as well as its own paper recommendations. Economics has the subtopic e-commerce, which has a further subtopic for recommender systems. All of these topics and subtopics are accessible from the expandable bookmark menu on the left-hand side of the site. They can also be reached by scrolling down on the main page. An unstructured list of all the topics on the site are available from the bottom of the home page. You may now be wondering, how was the content within the lexicon decided? The structure of the lexicon and the constituent topics within were derived from an analysis of web science taught programs, as well as web science conference papers. This was achieved utilizing a grounded theory research approach involving a thematic analysis, which was used to derive common themes or topics present within the web science subject by analyzing the taught program content as well as the web science conference papers. The most frequently occurring of these topics identified were then utilized to derive the topics featured within the Web Science Lexicon. My research also explored different ways in which the lexicon could be structured. However, the final structure was dictated by the features available on the Drupal platform used. Therefore, the lexicon is structured under the three main headings, which are Web Analysis, Web Society, and Web Technologies. To conclude, The site provides a structured list of the constituent topics which form part of web science.
The lexicon is designed as a reference resource for anyone wanting to study or know more about web science. It's not the only way that you can describe web science, it is one possible way, and it's designed to serve as a starting point where there is currently a clear gap in research. As seen, the lexicon already features a structured list of topics within web science. Some of the more detailed content pages were crowdsourced and kindly provided by academics studying within web science. If you are a web science researcher and you would be interested in making a contribution to the Web Science Lexicon, please do contact me. If you have found this video useful or interesting, please do like and comment. Thank you for watching.